Good morning, gorgeous babes. Okay, so I am Amy Elizabeth. Obviously, hello, welcome. If you have been checking out, diving into human design, reading the books, listening to the Line by Design podcast, and going through YouTube, going through everywhere and anywhere to get more HD in your world, you are obsessed with HD. Welcome. Because there's no going back. There's no going back once you dive into HD. That is life. That is life, because you can't undo knowing your soul in such a deep way, right? Understanding how you operate in the deepest way. So you dove into all this stuff. Yay, yay, yay. This does not, your obsession with HD does not equate you as a leader or stand you apart in any way in your coaching because you've dove into the books, because you're obsessed with HD, because you know HD, right? This past year, human design has taken off like wildfire. It has gone crazy. If someone doesn't know about HD, they're gonna find out in the next little while. Right? So as a leader, as a coach, what are you doing about that? Are you just sitting there and being like, yeah, no, did the same things, read the books, dove into it. Some people equate human design, their level of knowing human design, to the time frame that they have been knowing about human design for. So there are people that are like, oh yeah, I know human design, and I've known it for 5 years. I've known about human design for 5 years. Awesome. That doesn't mean anything, right? It doesn't mean anything. How much depth, how much knowledge do you know about human design? There are people in this round right now of, good morning, gorgeous Jess, of the Babes of HD that have been certified in human design and have joined the Babes of HD because that certification did not do enough for them. So time, what you're diving into, the title certification, your obsession with human design does not equate an incredible, massive leader that is going to bring the results to the table for your clients. It doesn't. So it doesn't matter how long you've been diving into human design for. It doesn't matter when it fell into your lap. It doesn't matter that you've read all of the books. It doesn't matter that you've taken programs yourself. None of that matters. What matters is your efficiency, your proficiency, your ability to learn the depths of knowledge, the understanding of layers that other people don't have. So that comes back to you being the leader and going to figure that out. How are you figuring that out? There is no possible way. The way that I've designed the Babes of HD, there's no possible way that you are getting any of that, even like a fraction of what the multifaceted layers, it goes so deep. All of the unsexy work. How are you leading people through the unsexy work based on every single element in their design? There's so much to it. There's no way that you're Googling this, that you're reading it, that you're playing with it and having the impact with your clients. There's no way. You may have taken a program, right? You may have taken MMP, PPP. You may have taken something that you're like, oh my gosh, this blew me away. You may have had a reading and you may be aligning to your design. Amazing. That is all for you. That is all for you. You can share your experience with your clients, but it's not going to be the profound effect on your clients because you know what worked for you. The differentiation of human design is so big that what works for you isn't necessarily going to work for them. Sarah, the same is said for business and life coaching. Just because you're certified doesn't make you a guru, leader, mentor, or coach. Good on you for speaking up. Thank you, Sarah. That is so true. There are people that are like, I'm certified, right? And it goes for everything. And I didn't create a program to just be, I'm certified, look at me, congratulations, right? It's about the embodiment, it's about the integration, it's about the depths of knowledge and how you apply it. That's why the Babes of HD is also based around how you're applying this to your business, how you're taking it. It gives you time to play it. We actually have case studies that you guys are interacting with. Your questions are all answered. Your real life questions based on your clients so that you can understand what all of this looks like when you get everything pieced together. So yes, there are people out there that are just gonna celebrate and hurrah, hurrah, I'm certified. This is, if that's what you're looking for, this is not the program for you. This is not the certification for you. If you want to actually go out and to be able to literally look at someone's chart and know everything about them without questioning yourself, without second guessing yourself, this is what happens, okay? This is what happens. People get certified, or they've been obsessed with human design for 5 years, and they're like, oh yeah, I know human design, right? And then somebody asks them a question and they're like, huh, I don't know. And then all of a sudden they've positioned themselves in a way that is utilizing human design, and people are going with them, right? Joining them because of that. And then all of a sudden they're like a deer in headlights because they actually don't know enough to be really leading people. And again, it's fine to be doing this for yourself, right? But the Babes of HD is for people that want to position themselves as a leader in human design, that want to have the ripple effect, that want massive, massive, massive impact for their clients, done properly, done effectively, done efficiently, done profoundly, that's just like, holy cow, your clients' minds are blowing. When we talk about transformation, it's transformation. It's in their life, it's in their relationship, it's in the way, like my clients, they physically change. They physically change because they're aligning so deeply with their core authentic self and peeling back all of those layers. And what does that come from? That doesn't come from understanding your sacral as a hell yes. That doesn't come from that. That comes from the deconditioning. That comes from the unsexy work. That comes from them saying things to me and me being able to actually hear what they're truly saying, what they're actually saying. So I have a masterclass that's happening on Monday. I posted about that right below this video, right underneath this video. And this masterclass is about human design is the sexiest language in the world. It is, and it is a language in its own, right? And most of us, me before human design too, go through this life speaking a foreign language. We speak our language, right? I spoke my language, you're speaking your language. And what comes up is the inability to understand someone else's language. So when you are in a foreign country, when you are somewhere else where you are the minority, you do not speak that language, and very few people speak your language. You're searching, you're looking for someone, you're like, what do I do? How do I do this? You're trying so hard to learn that language just to be able to communicate, just to be able to be heard and understood, right? And even for people to see you, because if you can't speak the language, they're just like, I don't know, I can't help you. So human design is the universal language, and it's not just about being able to speak to your design type. The Babes of HD is not just about you being able to speak to other projectors, me being able to speak to other projectors. It's about understanding the universal language of every single person, every single design, not just their energy type, the depths of their design. So when you actually understand everything as a whole picture, with their energy type, their strategy, their authority, their centers, thank you, Jess. It's posted right in the comments. Jess is posted. So if you guys want to join the masterclass, it's going to be on Monday. It is free, and it's all about the impact of speaking a universal language, human design, and how sexy that is. Because what happens is now you get to understand not only an energy type language, right? But you get to understand the whole person's language. So specifically when you're working on with one-to-one clients, when you're working on higher level containers, you're speaking their language. You're not speaking your language to them, which is essentially going to be foreign for them. You're speaking their language. So all of a sudden what happens, everyone will always say, like, I feel like I'm at home with you. I don't talk to my client literally said this to me the other week. I've never spoken to anyone the way I speak to you. That's because she feels completely seen, heard, and understood. Not just for being herself, but because I'm speaking her language. I hear her language, I understand her language, and I speak it back to her. So these profound shifts happen when all of a sudden we get to collapse into someone. And this is not a codependency. This is not like, ooh, this isn't a tactic. This is literally, if you are looking to change people's lives, if you are looking to transform people's lives, if you are looking to make a massive, massive impact in their world, their income, their impact, how they show up in this world, right? It's all about being authentic, especially when it's online space. It's all about your powers coming from your most authentic, fully expressed self. So how do you get there? How do you get your clients there besides these strategies that we've all heard before? And your client has probably done before, and it's still not working for them. How do we get there? You become certified in human design, and you understand the depths of the language that they are speaking, their whole language, not just their energy type. You are going to be able to assist them in this deconditioning, the unsexy work process so rapidly, so quickly. Because there's no more fluff. There's nothing in between. There's no static, There's no static that you're listening to anymore. It's them saying something, you getting to the point, you understanding what the language is, what they're actually saying. You understand their language more than they understand their language. So if you are looking for impact, if you are looking to help your clients succeed at a rapid rate, if you are looking for them to feel full in their life, to be fully expressed, for them to come to you and say, I feel like I am at home. I've never felt like this with anyone else before. And then to witness their transformation, it's incredible. It is incredible. And then the work that they continue to do. So here is another example of ways that human design becomes this language, right? I've had another client who was working with her own client. We were kind of going through some things together, and she was trying to understand her child because this was a really big aspect of what was going on. So just understanding the base, right? Understanding the base, this child was a projector. This child was an emotional authority, and what was going on with them and the dynamics and the interaction. Well, we had to go deeper into her chart. That wasn't allowing us to kind of pivot the way that was needed to pivot. So it's not just the base of what we think it is. When you're obsessed with HD and when you're reading HD books, you're only going to have the base knowledge, right? And we need to go deeper than that in order to actually make those massive, massive shifts and those tiny pivots that create a whole transformation. So we worked through that. We were able to actually dive into the comparison of their two charts and what's happening and why it's happening and how to readjust that from a parenting perspective in order for that child to feel like somebody's speaking their language, right? Because when we look at it, people that are just not happy, people that are frustrated, people that are bitter, it's not. It just it literally makes my heart explode because it's because they're out of alignment. And when we can lean back and be like, oh my gosh, this has nothing to do with me. Generally, this has nothing to do with, what they're actually saying. I hear what's actually going on. And you get to shift this so much just by understanding their language. So I had another client who their client was in sales and something was going on, and I helped her work through how to coach this person through this. And all of a sudden she made like $150K in sales that month, and it was the biggest month she's ever had. Literally from these shifts of how to coach based on her design and what she was coming with, right? What was going on, what her frustrations were, what was holding her back, what was stopping her. So these are massive impacts, right? This is the ripple effect. This is how life changes for your clients. Not just now, but forever. Forever. Your clients are never going to unwire the work that you do with them. They're never going to forget it. It becomes a lifelong journey and a process, and human design is just that. But you have to be speaking the language to open up those doors for it to be a huge opening for them. So the Babes of HD is here for you guys. We open the doors on Monday. We cannot wait, and the masterclass is also Monday. So if you want to understand what's actually going to happen when you speak the language of HD, join us for free. It's going to change your world. It is going to rock your world, and all of a sudden you're going to have these clients that are the sexiest self they've ever been because of the language you speak to them, their language. All right, you guys have a beautiful day, and I will talk to you later.